Right, hello everyone. This is the second attempt at commentating some Xcom footage I've recorded. So I bought this game because it was really quite highly praised by critics and people alike. And well, there aren't that many tactical games coming out, as far as I know, recently. So I picked it up and decided to start on Impossible right away. Which is quite hard. So I hadn't played this game at all before, but had seen some footage, especially on Impossible mode. So I already had a few ideas about how to play the game. Why would you touch that is beyond me. You enjoy the cinematic a little bit.
Bonjour, commandant. Suite aux récentes incursions extraterrestres, ce Conseil de Nations a décidé d'avaliser la mise en place du projet Xcom. Cette initiative est maintenant entre vos mains. Nous comptons sur vous pour superviser notre première et dernière ligne de défense. L'avenir de la planète dépend en grande partie de vos efforts. Lâchez le mal. Bonne chance, commandant.
So, yeah, at this point you have to choose what to put your base. Don't do what I did and put it in Europe, it's useless.
La France nous a envoyé une requête urgente. On a intercepté une transmission locale signalant la présence d'extraterrestres dans une grande zone métropolitaine. On devrait aller faire un peu de ménage.
And yes, first missions in France. But yeah, as I said, the bonuses that Europe gave is pretty much useless. You don't need to build additional labs or workshops, so yeah, it's a waste.
Strike One, ici Centrale. Vous avez la permission d'attaquer tout contact hostile dans la zone. Ne prenez aucun risque.
So here's my team of 4 people ready to die on impossible difficulty. Checking around the map. And that's already one of the things I don't really like in this new game, the smaller squad size.
Extraterrestre sur Terre. Nous sommes témoins d'un événement historique.
Two other things I'm not really fond of. Basically, very often you barely made a few steps outside your landing zone, and already there's a bunch of aliens. Also there's that free movement they get, which is, as someone called it on the Steam forum, get out of jail free card. Sorry for the meow of my cat. Yeah, anyway, whenever you spot a new group of aliens, they get free movement, and sometimes that's really irritating. Like it's my own turn, and I stumble upon them, and boom! Next thing you know, they're perfect position to flank you within your own turn, and they're ready to kill you when their turn comes. Not that it doesn't happen all the time, they don't always have perfect position, but it does happen. So, I have used quite a bit of hunkering down because on Impossible the artificial intelligence will cheat and it has buffed stats, so it's quite likely to hit you even behind cover, or especially light, but it's not unlikely at all that it will hit you behind heavy cover. And if they hit you, chances are that your soldier will die. And there are also some commands that, well, the AI will cheat, which is something, but that it's not displayed properly. Like the AI will have higher chance of hitting you, and you will have lesser chance of hitting them, but it's not displayed. Like if you see 60%, it's actually less chance to hit them, apparently. I haven't checked that out, I'm not sure how I could really. But some people say that. I think it's interesting to know about it. And here I go trying to blow away his cover and him with it.
Je sais que c'est une technique efficace pour éliminer les extraterrestres, mais il risque de détruire les artefacts que nous espérons récupérer. Essayez d'y penser.
But enough about that. As I'm probably going to compare this game a lot to the original. Sorry if sometimes I sound like a broken record, but the game has really an almost identical title to the original, so it's bound to happen. Well, another thing you may see here that I don't have really that much options to move with a decent cover. At least not without sprinting, and sprinting in Impossible is really the last thing I want to do. And one thing I've noticed is that you have a lot of really corridor-like maps. The map of the next mission is really a long corridor. And well, some maps are. This one is not too much of a corridor, but like many maps, I've noticed there's often one safe pass, one safe tactics to do, and the other one are just asking for trouble.
Ces armes semblent s'autodétruire à la mort de leur utilisateur. Essayez de voir s'il en reste des morceaux, et ils seront peut-être toujours utilisables pour nos projets.
Évacuation! Demande d'évacuation d'urgence! Tout de suite, pour ça!
And first casualty and panic. Of course this happens a lot more in Impossible, and sometimes it's absolutely ridiculous, especially compared to the original. Once on Classic or Impossible, I had one of my soldiers get shot through cover, but he survived. And well, he panicked, which is something I can understand. But then the rest of the squad panicked because he was wounded, which meant that my whole turn was basically move one soldier, the only one who wasn't panicked. It's quite irritating, and it's like a lot of this game, it's an oversimplification of the original. Like, you know, the actions, I can either move 2 times or move and shoot or just shoot. It's kind of a simplification of the turn units used, which allow you to either fire multiple times in a turn or move, shoot and move again if you had enough turn units, or just shoot then move. All kinds of stuff. Excuse me, all kinds of stuff. And I'm not sure how he survived that. He took a fairly sensible decision here. So yeah, here I'm going to realize I've taken a bad approach to this map. That I should have gone to the right next to that alien green thing, because I would have had a bit more cover and I wouldn't have to face those aliens on the left immediately, because there's no easy way to get them. By that I mean there's not really... I could try and flank them, but there isn't much high cover when I flank, and there are 2 aliens, so if anyone goes here, he's likely to... Even if he kills one alien, he's likely to die to the other one. Back on the topic of the morale, I think it's also... well, it's several things that together make quite a few flaws annoying. In the original you could have a squad of at least 12 people in the beginning, and panic wouldn't immediately kick in if you lost someone, because basically casualties would happen and you could only reduce them to a minimum. And here the focus of the game seems to be like, don't lose anyone at all. But yeah, in the original you would your morale will degrade as you lost people, so you